Hey guys, during the week of May 11th, you'll be receiving a new packet, and for reading, you'll be looking at two texts about Arthur. I'm going to do a read aloud of text 2, which is called Arthur Meets the President. So here we go. Listen carefully, class, said Mr. Ratburn. This is a national contest, so do your best work. The winner visits the White House in Washington. The subject is writing about how I can help make America great, continued Mr. Ratburn. Everyone started writing. Arthur started thinking. He thought about the time he and D.W. helped old Mrs. Tibble clean her yard. He thought about how much more they could do in the neighborhood if the whole class helped. Then he began to write. Weeks later, when Mr. Haney, the principal, was opening the mail, his hands began to shake. It's a letter from the president, he gasped. Mr. Haney clicked on the PA system. Attention, everyone. The President of the United States has written to announce the winner of the How I Can Help Make America Great contest. And the winner is our very own Arthur. He and his class are invited to attend a special ceremony at the White House. Mr. Ratburn's class went wild. Congratulations, Arthur, said Mr. Ratburn. You'll have to work hard to memorize your paper so you can recite it to the president next Wednesday. Memorize? Recite? Asked Arthur. Of course, said Mr. Ratburn. Don't worry. We will all be there cheering you on. When Arthur got home, he saw that he was on TV and the announcer was saying that he would have to recite his winning essay to the president and all of America. I feel sick, said Arthur. There is so much to do before we leave, said Mother. Arthur, you'll need a new suit. What about me? Asked D.W. I need to look beautiful when I meet the president. The president is very busy, explained Father. He'll only have time to meet Arthur and hear him recite his essay. If I can remember it, said Arthur. Of course you can, said Father. Just relax. Pretend I'm the president and practice right now. The thought of sitting next to the president made Arthur's mind go blank. Uh, uh, he said. Monday at school, everyone was busy planning the trip. Mr. Rapper made an announcement. Each of you will have to do a report. As we tour Washington on Wednesday, you will be our guides. So get to work. I'll see you all at the airport tomorrow morning. Arthur tried to study his speech on the plane. Don't forget to mention me to the president for the Teacher of the Year award, Mr. Rapper reminded him. Aren't you excited? Asked Buster. I'm too nervous to be excited, said Arthur. You need help, said D.W. I'll make the speech for you. I have a lot of ideas about how to run the country. That night at the hotel, Arthur was too worried to sleep. What in the world are you doing? Asked Father. What if I forget my speech and the president laughs at me? Arthur asked. The president would never laugh at you, said Father. Why don't you write your speech on note cards and keep them in your pocket? He suggested, just in case. What a great idea, said Arthur. He felt much better. The next morning, everyone met in front of the Jefferson Memorial. Arthur, you look so handsome, said Francine. Ready to meet the president? Asked Mr. Ratburn. I guess, said Arthur. He reached into his pocket to make sure the note cards or the note cards were there. Sorry, that should say note cards, boys and girls. The students, along with Mr. Ratburn, went to many stops along the way, including the Washington Monument, the Capitol, the National Museum of Natural History, and finally the White House. Excuse me, said the president's secretary. The president is arriving. Please follow me to the Rose Garden. Arthur gulped. It was almost time. He took out his cards. Suddenly, a strong wind blew through the garden and blew Arthur's note cards away. My speech, gasped Arthur. Relax, said Mr. Ratburn. You'll be fine. D.W. wasn't so sure. She had a plan. Arthur had never seen so many important looking people. Good afternoon, Mr. President, he began. When I think about what I can do to make America great, uh, 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 Arthur began to feel very warm. His knees began to shake. His mind went blank. Suddenly, everyone began giggling, even the president. When Arthur saw what they were laughing at, he began to giggle too. D.W. wrote Arthur's speech on a large poster and was hanging upside down from a tree to show it to him. Now Arthur felt much better. He recited his whole speech without forgetting a single word. And in conclusion, he said, "We can all help make America great by helping others." "Good," said DW. "Then help me down." And boys and girls, that is the end of text 2 from your packet.